What's up, YouTube? It's Dan Harkins, and today, what I want to talk about is the Call of Duty formula. It is a formula that, oddly enough, no one's really been able to replicate. No one's really been able to directly compete with Call of Duty, and it confuses me because the formula isn't that difficult to apply to a game. And when I say there's no direct competitor, the first games that really come to people's minds are going to be, well, what about Battlefield? What about Halo? They're not really in the same ballpark as Call of Duty. Yes, they are both first-person shooters, but Battlefield tends to be a little bit more on the tactical end. It is more about bigger team engagements, and Halo is more traditional to an arena shooter, so it's a little bit more out there. Both are good games. Obviously not 2042. That game is shit. But you guys understand that the formula here that I'm talking about is truly about the simplicity in Call of Duty. And there's a few different key components that we just don't see games really try to replicate either, because, well, we don't want to be just considered another copycat. But why not? That's what I say. Because Call of Duty does need a strong competitor, and it just doesn't really have one. And because it doesn't have a strong competitor, you essentially get all these lazy Call of Duty games that really aren't doing anything drastically new or drastically great. And honestly, ever since Black Ops 4, the series has pretty much kind of gone downhill. Now, I played a whole bunch of time in each game, so obviously it's still checking some of those boxes, and that's kind of one of the really interesting aspects is that there is an itch that Call of Duty scratches for multiplayer players. It is like the cheap spaghetti that just warms your soul when you eat it, or it's the pepperoni pizza. It's standard. There's nothing super remarkable about it, but it just ticks those boxes for people. So let's really dive in and discuss what are the key components that Call of Duty has that should be applied to future games. So let's start off with the most crucial aspect is the simplicity of Call of Duty. It is a very easy arcade shooter. It is accessible. So even if you've never played a first-person shooter in your life, you could pick up this game and probably within a few hours, understand the gist of Call of Duty and can start having some performance, having some fun with the game. And that's really the bread and butter. It's just a very simple game. The recoil mechanics are low. Most of these guns don't have a whole lot of recoil, and if they do, if you level them up, you typically can have attachments that makes them very controllable. So it really ends up being just point your mouse or use your controller, go over someone and shoot, and you're likely going to hit them. Versus in Battlefield or games like Hell Let Loose, where you're calculating your bullet velocity, where someone's traveling, there's a lot more mental strategizing that's done in those games. And this isn't to say that Call of Duty cannot be a complex game. Like anything, simple to pick up, hard to master. And the same thing kind of applies to Call of Duty. Like, there is its own meta. There's a way that you play the game if you want to do well. And obviously having great accuracy, good reflexes, good decision making all plays a part in Call of Duty. So it's simple to pick up, easy to play. It literally has the best first person controls for a controller. Like, you don't ever have to change anything. It is literally perfect. And there's other games that try to throw in like weird ways to use a controller. Like, no. If you're a first-person shooter, this is the blueprint that you work off of. You don't try to change that up. So we take the accessibility, easy to pick up. What is the other thing that makes Call of Duty Call of Duty? Well, it's pretty much the map design. These aren't, well, as the games have gone on, the maps have gotten bigger, but they are very simple maps to pick up. They take maybe a few matches, maybe just one, to truly understand the whole map flow. And that's going to play a part in a player who is developing their skills. They're getting better. You know, there isn't a whole lot of thought process into the map. There's not, well, in the newer ones, there's more angles, but what I'm saying is you can understand it pretty clearly right off the get-go. Like, they're simple maps. Once you go through it, you know it. You know, it's not going to be something that you're going to spend weeks analyzing exactly where you're going to be coming from, how you're going to be approaching a situation. They're easy to pick up maps. And these maps kind of converge on being an arena shooter. If we really think about Call of Duty, it really is an arena shooter. Obviously, it's not on the more sci-fi end like Unreal Tournament or Quake, but the overall development of the map is very much going to be an arena shooter. And as the years have gone on, obviously they've gotten more verticality, more angles, but at the core of the game, they're simple maps, they're easy to learn, and that is going to play a huge part when it comes to other games. Because when we talk about Battlefield, Halo, you know, there isn't a whole lot of maps that come, you know, to the top of my head as being super easy to remember. Now, obviously, Halo's got, I believe it's like Blood Gulch, but the newer ones, they just don't have that type of staying impact when it comes to level design. So we got two things here. Simple to pick up, easy to play maps. The other thing is kind of like the trademark to Call of Duty, and that's kill streaks, right? Call of Duty introduced or made kill streaks or awards for doing well a big thing, and it is such a huge factor in Call of Duty's popularity. Every year there's more and more streaks. Now, are they always great streaks? Does every game have great Call of Duty streaks? No. I mean, and Vanguard probably has one of the, I would say, most piss poor efforts as far as streaks, because streaks have to be a few things. One, easy to use, right? You click right on your controller, you bring in a UAV, or maybe you go into controlling a ball turret gun in some type of plane. You know, that stuff is fun, and that's important, is you want to have that engagement where you just really feel like a badass, right? That's kind of it. You know, Call of Duty makes a normal average person feel like a badass for playing the game. Now, obviously not every game's gonna go that way, but it does, and the streaks play such a huge part. And I fear that most developers just don't want to venture and say, hey, we have kill streaks, because, you know, they're just going to be written off as, oh, you're just copying Call of Duty. Well, here's the thing. It's okay to copy. Just do it right. Medal of Honor, I think, when they had redone it back in the 2000s or 2010s, you know, I believe that they also brought streaks. And then, you know, another terrible game like Homefront, I think, also had streaks, but none of them were great. They weren't fun to use. You know, that's the key thing. It has to be fun to use. It can't be clunky, awkward. It needs to make sense. And those components, when you mix them all together in the pot, you know, those are truly the essence of Call of Duty. That's the formula to Call of Duty. Simple, memorable maps, fun streaks to use. That's what people love about Call of Duty. And we don't really see a whole bunch of focus on that aspect. Either people are just too hesitant to try to directly confront Call of Duty and compete with it, but it's not that difficult to master or to apply those mechanics to a Call of Duty. So if you ever wanted to know, why does this game scratch that itch? It's because it just does, right? It is, like I said, cheap spaghetti for your gamer soul. And this isn't to badmouth Battlefield or Halo. Each one scratches a certain itch, but there's just something about Call of Duty, and this kind of speaks to, why people are like, never gonna play this game again. Yet they buy it, they rent it, because there's that itch that Call of Duty just can scratch. That's it, guys. I appreciate you watching this garbage gameplay while I discuss my thoughts on the Call of Duty formula. Who knows? Maybe I'll make another video later. Thank you.